Hello,
Canadians are born in litters.
and welcome to Star Wars Grey Market, the long-awaited 2020 Ollie Star Wars show. It's just the boys. Although if you are an Erin stan, and we all are, she will be joining us someday. But right now, it's just us lads. Just us lads for some good old-fashioned Star Wars. Because Star Wars is not for girls. Haven't you heard? I can't take myself seriously making that comment at all.
Ollie, the Force is female. Have you learned nothing from Kathleen Kennedy?
That's a whoosh from me. Hey, so we're pretty versed. I think we'll explain the systems of the game more as they come up than as a blurb right now. But they will be explained because this works a little differently to a lot of tabletop RPGs. I think it's pretty good. We think it's pretty good. But I think we're a little bit excited. Does anyone have anything they need to declare?
I'm just going to apologize in advance so I don't have to later. But other than that, no.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
So, our tale begins in space. Following a boxy, flat ship. The ship, as it sputters towards its destination, has seen better days. A long time ago, this ship would have been a glorious gold, but now all the panels around the outside are scratched, revealing the gunmetal underneath. Some other panels are just whatever color that they could be acquired in. The ship is quite boxy aside from two wings on the back that go straight. It's not a very aerodynamic design, but that doesn't matter in space. This is the Thranta. It is a large ship. The exact type of ship will be described later when I can be bothered to look it up.
I can place it in chat. I just looked it up.
Please do.
Doop.
It is Citadel-like class of light freighter. That's right. It's a big vessel. It's a big cargo vessel. And it sputters towards its destination. Towards the ring of a gas giant planet. The ring glittering in the light of this system's star. In that ring, as you go closer and closer at sublight speeds, is a space station built onto an asteroid that has lingered and fallen into the orbit of the ring. The space station is known as Grey Market, and it's built on not just one asteroid, but a couple of other asteroids that have kind of been brought together, branching out into actually a space station of quite remarkable size. The easiest way to describe this place would be a hive of scum and villainy, of course. Grey Market is home to many a smuggler, many a bounty hunter, many people of ill repute, as well as regular old space truckers. If you know the secret way to Grey Market through the hyperlanes, you can get into a brilliant place that's free of a lot of the restrictions of your standard Imperial rest stop. As well as a great place to acquire all sorts of merchandise that you can then bring to the core worlds, wiping your hands of any illegal or suspicious acquiring methods. That's very much the specialty of Grey Market, being a stop where the illegal becomes the legal again, and vice versa, I suppose. The sound of bassy space music can be heard as the Thranta sputters in towards one of the spaceports on Grey Market. Grey Market's a very big place. You know, it's the size of a small city. But Jack, you know where to park. You've been here a few times. You've got you know where the best place is. And as you sputter down, the Thranta, you know, it handles like a safe on the end of a rope. It's a clunky ship The landing gear kind of struggles to snap out of its positions. Ship's seen better days, and is smoking somewhat when it lands with a hiss of steam and all sorts in the round spaceport area. There's no shutters or anything. The atmosphere of Grey Market's asteroids are actually breathable, although most of the place is hablocked. So the spaceport is actually open air, but with walls around this particular section. And before you get out of your ship, Jack, I would like all three of you to please roll for me a single force dice. At the start of every session, you roll a force dice, and that determines whether the force is with or against you. For Josiah, who's not played the game before, in your dice pool, that is the middle option. It's the white dice with the circle on it. So please choose one of those and roll them.
Who's going first?
Someone who knows what they're doing should go first.
Well, okay.
I clicked it and it did not take.
That is not
why
right
do
at all.
why do I have things? Go away.
Press the reset button a couple of times before rolling, Tesh. It needs to be reset many times. It's one of those. Okay, that's 1 point of dark. Good.
I don't actually know where the reset.
It is the button with the loop-de-swoos.
Oh, loop. Okay.
I'm glad that you understood what I meant, because I was not willing to go any further into my
if you flip
description.
one up and then click off of the dice change there you go.
Okay,
Finally,
so
it worked.
3 light side dice to 1 dark side. I think that's a reasonably good.
I'm amazed with that one.
You guys, so despite your recent firefight, and despite how well you got out alive, but despite the losses of your journey, Jack turning to the co-pilot's position where a very burnt-out husk of an astromech droid remains. You're feeling good. You know, Grey Market's never done you wrong. You know how to walk around a place like this. You know, it gets a bad rep, but you know how to talk the talk and walk the walk of the people who hang around this place. So, Jack, can you please describe yourself as you, what you do before/as leaving the Thranta?
So, Jack, first of all, after he lands, he's gonna be checking just to make sure that everything is in its place. He has a very precise way that the cockpit sits.
You tap one of the overhead containers and just things fall out.
He takes his time to put it back in and then place it. Put his hands away as though he's very concerned that it'll fall out again. And then it seems to be saying, so he's gonna stand up. And he's a tall, lanky individual. He's about 6 feet tall. He's got very short cropped hair on the sides with a little bit longer on the top, brown hair with bright blue eyes, and he is, generally speaking, quite handsome. He's a handsome man by many human standards, but he is moderately muscular, but nothing special. It's very clear that he's a soft boy in some ways, and he doesn't mind that. It shows a bit of an air of confidence to his jawline, as it's probably the sharpest thing about him. But yeah, that's Jack as he walks towards Voka in the ship.
You know, your ship actually has a really big canteen. The standard design of a Citadel-class light freighter is actually passenger storage. So you have a really nice canteen. I imagine there's a bar, a sabbat table, things like that. This place is less damaged from the battle you were just in because no one shoots at the canteen of a ship and aims to damage those systems. So that'll be where you find Voka. Tesh, can you please describe yourself?
So Voka is a Keldor. And if you don't know who they are the sort of orange skin alien race with the face masks and eye filters on that are very intimidating looking. He is wearing padded armor with a cloak, sort of like an overcoat over the top with bits of little armor all over it. But probably the most standout feature is some sort of giant rig on his back as he's cleaning a big gun on one of the tables, just getting it perfectly clean, like doing all the maintenance and stuff. And when he's done, the rig extends an arm out from his back and hooks onto the gun and pulls the gun back onto his back.
Thing still makes me uncomfortable, Voka.
Well, it makes it much easier to shoot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've seen it. That's why I let you keep it around. But my God, that thing is creepy. Hey, it's pretty good landing, all things considered, I'd say. You know.
There is a hiss of steam from the refrigerator. It is not meant to do that.
Yeah. Well, we're not dead.
Our astromech is. Some bad news there. Yeah. So, we're in Gray Market. Obviously, you remember what happened last time here and why we shouldn't go talk to Mary. But, apart from that, I figure we need a new astromech.
Probably. Well, go where you need to go. I'll keep you alive.
Okay. All right. So the usual then.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna get you to actually talk to me. You know, one day.
We will see.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, I'm gonna just secure things first, and then we can get out of here. And I am gonna do just that. Jack's gonna secure
The ship, you know, is not as bad as it looks. It's one of those like old cars that will still work very well, but you know, is rusty and definitely needs a new radio and stuff like that. But like we say, the main issue is that you do not have a functioning astromech droid. To travel the hyperlanes of the galaxy, you need either a very good Navi computer or a good astromech, or a functioning astromech droid, like an R2 unit. This ship used to have a good Navi computer. It's just seen better days, and it's way easier to have a astromech that can also function repairing the ship, because it is just the two of you now. You don't have an engineer, you're just a pilot and a gunner. So, as you descend the landing ramp, you actually have two landing ramps on this ship, because it is meant to be a passenger ship. You descend one. You are met by the Gamorrean quartermaster of this spaceport. A big, rotund pig man with greenish skin by the name of Ront. And like, "Oh, Jack, you son of a bitch!"
It's good to see you as always.
Big, sweaty handshake.
How's the wife and kids?
Well, you know, Mary's expecting a little one.
Yeah, very exciting news. You know, I am so thrilled for you. I can't be, you know.
Wouldn't have been able to raise a family in hut space, but I love it here.
Well, you know, I'm absolutely thrilled for you, and honestly, I just can't wait to hear all about the little one when they come around. Honestly, you'll have to let me know when the expected due date is, so I can make sure to send.
Oh, you'll have to give me the code for your sublight comms. I can send you a holo message.
That would be absolutely excellent, and I'm gonna write down some bunk ass code.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good
lucky
chance
because I would be grinning right now, realizing what the connection is.
This is a great chance for our first roll of the day. Jack, is this coercion, lying?
It's either deception or coercion.
Deception. That's what I'm looking for.
Deception.
Coercion is like
coercion is convincing people, and
yeah.
intimidation.
So
I couldn't remember the specifics.
What will I be rolling against, sir?
Oh, this is a 2 difficulty, so a 2 purple difficulty check.
2 purple. Deception. That's success.
Absolutely. That's 2 successes. You hand it down and he looks and he's like, oh, Jack, you're always a trusted friend.
You know,
Puts
Ron,
it into
it's
his
good to see
apron.
you as well. You know.
Now, your ship's seen better days. You got some carbon scoring up there, and those grav clamps on the side. They're doing worse than you know.
We've seen better days. Branta, she's a good ship, but she's
You need someone to look at all this. I mean, you got your air pipes are just dangling outside.
Yep.
You should never let anything dangle outside.
Generally a good principle, yes. We do need someone to look at it, but first order of business, unfortunately, our astromech overloaded and exploded.
That'll happen to you.
Yeah, so first order of business for us is to get an astromech in so we can really assess exactly how bad the damage is.
You know, I have a guy. A new guy. He could take a look at the ship for you. Pretty good with little hands. Oh, he's one of those little guys. You know, they're good with machines. What? You know what? Grats!
Oh, all right, sure. You know, hey, always happy to meet a friend of a friend, Ron. This is, and I just tap my lower back to Voka here, just to tell him to get his gun ready, just in case.
Now, Grants, I imagine you're having a nap somewhere in the spaceport.
That's a fair assumption.
When, you know, for the last couple of days you've been helping out this guy, and so far it's been fine. Why don't you describe yourself and come on over?
Yeah, so Gratz is a Chadra fan, which, again, for those of you who are not aware what that is, it's basically just like a bat person. He's just 3'2", and he's like a bat, but a humanoid. Yeah, and he's just got very dark brown fur that's kind of speckled with white dots in a lot of places, and he's got kind of like faded blue eyes, although he does have on like a big chunky like set of goggles. And I'm probably sleeping underneath like a table or something, and then when he yells, I just like bolt upright and slam my head off the top of it. I'm like, God, shit. And then just like from the darkness of this hangar bay, Gratz just kind of comes waddling out, like rubbing his head, like pulls his his goggles up on top of him and goes, What's going on?
Gratz, look at this hunk of junk! Look at it!
Hey now. It's not a hunk of junk.
Oh, you want me
Just
to get the scrap droids on that, or what?
No, it's still good.
Thank you. It's still good.
It's
See?
just a little rough around the edges, like Mary. Like elbows. Jack.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll take a look.
Hey, what when you're going and looking for droids, he takes a look at your ship. You know a thing or two about droids, Grat, right? Of course you know a thing about droids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know me. I know a couple things about droids.
Well, why don't you take them to the local droid smith? They're looking to buy one of them newfangled Astrio mechs.
An astromech. Yeah. I'll take them to the droid smith. We'll get that looked after. Splickety splockety.
Ron, I thought I told you to go get that looked at, man.
Well,
last time we talked, you were stumbling over your speech. I told you to go to the doctor, get that checked out, get a Bacta injection.
My tongue is as nimble as a hut.
I trust you more than that. I trust Mary's judgment. So,
yeah, Gratz, show them the town. They're looking for a new astromech. Make sure they got a good deal. These are friends of mine. And friends are yours.
It is good to see you as always, Ron. And he pats Ron on the shoulder and
Ron simultaneously while walking away pulls out like just a processed square of meat and just starts chewing on it.
As he goes to pull it out, there's a little bit of a twitch from Voka, and then he realizes that like what it is like, nope, okay.
At this point,
He's got that sort of reaction.
Grat just walks over to the 4 or 3 of them now standing there and just looks at him and says, "Well, see you're busy. All right, friends, I'll show you to the droid smith. Just follow me this way. It's like right around the corner."
I give Jack a look
Right
of,
around.
oh no.
It's like not right around the corner though. This is quite a walk.
Well, I
I've
don't
been
know.
here before, but okay. No, all right, sure. Take
No,
me where you're going. Absolutely,
look at me.
sure.
Look
No.
at me.
If
Look at
you
me.
know where you're
Look
going,
at
it's
me.
fine.
Look at me. Look
Yeah,
at
I'm
me.
looking at
Look
you.
at me.
Okay,
Look
I'm
at
looking
me.
at you.
You might have been here before. I live here. All right. Look at me. Don't look at him. Look at me.
I'm looking at you. Can you tell that I'm looking at you, or is this just? Are you repeating it?
I can
because
tell
not
that you're
sure?
looking at me. I can smell that you're looking at me. Just
Okay.
look at me.
Yeah.
I will take you through a shortcut. We'll be there. It's like it's a 2-minute thing.
I feel like I'm about to get robbed.
The only one who's getting robbed around here is no one that's with us. As I look at him.
He's like pulls out the gun, just holding it.
I would like to attempt.
A streetwise check
Yes, that's
to
the
give
word.
you a shortcut.
Find a shortcut.
This is also gonna be. I'll give you 2 difficulty and 1 blue on this because you do actually live here.
Can I also roll this just to see if I know which way he's going, having been here before?
Nah,
Without
that'll
the
be.
blue? No?
This game, it doesn't like people doing simultaneous checks, so let's not
Alright.
let's not bug the
So-
waters up.
All right.
If I'm doing that, it's 2 black dice
Mm-hmm.
and 1
Oh.
light.
2 purple dice. So the middle one
I was
is a
gonna
difficulty
say, yeah.
dice. Yeah.
Okay.
In
So 2 of
person,
those-
they're a little blacker than they are here.
Cool.
So
And
2 purple
1
dice and 1 blue.
1
And
light
then
blue dice
roll
on the front.
your streetwise.
So because I have 2 ranks in street smarts, that means I can remove a setback die per rank.
I have
Is that
no
the same
setback
thing?
die against you. No, setback
That's
die
a
are the
different
black
thing.
die. Yeah.
Setback dice
Okay.
on the black square.
That is all I need to know. Okay, I apologize
good.
in advance
No,
because I've never
it's-
played this before.
there's gonna be some teething issues and occasionally
Yeah, all right.
rerolls and stuff.
So what am I doing streetwise?
Yeah.
Sick.
That is
does
not
that
good.
I don't know what any of that
That is a
means.
failure with
That
a
is
lot of
a
advantage.
failure with a lot of advantage. So,
Great.
Oh no! Here we go.
I have a feeling we're going the wrong way.
that is exactly what happens. As he starts leading you out of the spaceport around Grey Market, you do have the feeling you're going the wrong way. One of the reasons why you like Ront Spaceport is that it is further away from city center. It is a little bit out of the way. It takes, half an hour to an hour to get into the real center of the city where you want to do things. So when he starts leading you down other routes, you are a little bit suspicious. You don't often see the back streets of Grey Market because honestly, they're very incredibly dangerous. But you get a little convinced. He does seem to know where he's going. It's a long journey, but you're seeing parts of the city you've never seen before, and these places seem safe. These seem like areas where you're not gonna get attacked by spice-mad gangsters or bounty hunters or anything like that. This seems like... Okay, maybe shortcut was the wrong word. Maybe he didn't mean to say shortcut. Maybe he meant a safe route, right? It seems like a nice safe route towards city center, even though it doesn't take any shorter than it should. So you aren't completely demoralized by the time you get to city center. You're actually like, okay, maybe this guy does have a little bit of sense. Well, you probably never imagined being led around by a little Chadra fan.
So, by shortcut, you meant safe way, yes? Safe route?
I mean, look, it's usually a shortcut. Look at me. I'm not used to going around
Still
through
looking
these
at
places with people that are twice my height. Look at him. Look at how big this man is.
I'm still confused why you're saying "look at me" at the start of
There's
it.
the
I haven't
droid smith.
stopped
The
looking
droid
at
smith
you.
is there. He's there.
Okay, good, great. Thank you,
You get
by the way.
to the city center. The streets of Grey Market are bustling, especially now you got out of these side streets, these back streets. That are mostly the backs of cantinas and storerooms and things. Grey Market, like I said, is mostly a hab block, although the atmosphere is totally breathable, and you can go outside of this place if you want to, and some buildings build above. The city center is kind of a thermometer shape. There's like a circle and then a long street that has a lot of open stalls and cantinas and things like that, where you can get your guns, you can make your deals, you can get your trade, you can go and see the banking clan, stuff like that. All bustling with various aliens. Pretty much everyone in Grey Market is packing heat in some way, shape, or another. It's not the kind of place where you let your guard down. You're very aware of the pistols on people's belts and the swords or the staffs that are absolutely more dangerous than they look. As people of every color, creed, shape, and size can be found here. It is very busy once you get out of the main street, but there's a brilliant view. The actual roof of this area, the hab block, is glass, and you can see the kind of orangish, very Saturn-like gas giant that Grey Market orbits. And it's, for this kind of place, it's a beautiful sight. You know, especially when you're immersed with the smell of very spicy noodles and all sorts of various foods from all sorts of places. It's nice. It counteracts the fact that the atmosphere of Grey Market, for some reason, is always a little bit hotter and drier than it would be anywhere else. Despite being a, M-class atmosphere, it's a little hot, it's a little dry. Some people's buildings, individual buildings, are tempered more to a human standing, but humans are not the majority here. No one is. It's just a hodgepodge. But whoever runs the air maintenance and stuff, they like it dry, and so it is hot and dry, especially with all the people about. This is when you go to see Bondo Roller. Bondo Roller is a droid smith. He runs a stall that sells and mostly repairs droids. Very rarely are you going to go out and buy a brand new droid. And he doesn't even have, models on show. He has, I can get this for you for this price on a poster. He is a Rhodian. The kind of, very alien, green-scaled, scaly, with a snout and big, beautiful blue eyes. And he's working away on some type of humanoid droid, while beside him a protocol droid, a translator droid with a design that makes it look a little bit more Rhodian, is standing holding a pallet of tools. Picks up a little, laser spanner and zaps her at the thing inside and twists and things. And he turns slightly, seeing a lot of you in, and kind of grunts slightly, and the protocol droid kind of its eyes light up and is like, "What business do you require?"
We are currently down an astromech, which is obviously a major problem. We are travelers through, and our ship requires one in order to deal with the hyperspace lanes. So we're looking for an astromech. Our current one got overloaded and pretty much exploded.
Bondo, the little antenna wiggle, and he sits up. No, knowing this is now going to be a long conversation. He sits up. He's a little soft around the middle. Turns to you, and is like, "Gulo Jabicho." And the protocol droid blinks up and says, "That will be rather expensive. Brand new astromechs."
Well, it doesn't have to be brand new, per se.
We do not have any other astromech stock in right now. We can arrange a purchase of a brand new astromech model for 8,500 credits per unit.
Well, we only need 1 unit, so that's good at least. And I assume that is pay on delivery. Okay. We are interested at this time, but we don't have all of the money with us now. So we'll need to, of course, go and acquire that, and then we'll need to come back. But if you want to get that process started, we are very interested in getting an astromech here, and Gratz here speaks very highly of this shop, and so we trust that coming here would be the right choice.
Explicitly a Gratz. The protocol droid's like, my master Bondo Roller is not sure that you can acquire the necessary credits to afford an astromech.
I'm just gonna
Very rude.
you'll feel like a paw on your waist. I'm just like, let me handle this guy. And I'm like, look, Bondo, you know that we're good for it. You know that we have our ways. We can get the credits for you. You just gotta get things in motion here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to bring them down to Galarg's shop, and you don't want that.
This is a roll.
Yeah.
I just need to find out what roll it is.
That'd be cool.
Coercion, maybe?
Yeah.
Coercion or negotiation.
Oh, yeah. There's
This will be a
negotiation
3 purple dice difficulty.
Cool.
one.
like to hear
Oh,
it.
no.
That's actually pretty good. That is a success and a threat.
Uh-oh.
You also, you left a blue dice in there, but that's fine. It didn't actually roll anything.
Oh,
Make
well,
sure to clear
Okay,
your
good.
dice queue after
Yeah.
every roll,
that
just
right
to
now.
avoid that. He listens. He leans back. He thinks. He looks at you. You can actually see him looking at a space where an astromech would have really nicely fit in the piles of droid junk around. And he nods and kind of closes his arms up. And the droid says, "You will accept these terms. We can arrange for a protocol for a astromech droid. Finest astromech droids available. Brand new stock."
Great. Just looked to Jack, and I'm like, problem solved.
It's like there's a big contrast between the very polite protocol droid and the Rhodian who seems very peeved off.
Okay. All right.
I will,
Well,
I will remind you there is an equivalent to insight rolls in this system.
Oh, there is, right, yes. I do want to do one of them.
I just need to remember what it is.
I remember that.
What's it
Where is
called?
it?
Insight?
That's... No, there is...
I believe it may actually be cool. Let me check.
Oh, well, no one's cooler
It
than
might be.
Brax.
It might be.
is it
Vigilance,
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Let me look
But-
in the thing. This system is going to require a lot of me looking at the book.
Cool
so
and
there's-
vigilance are the initiatives.
They are, but they also.
They are, but they also have other uses.
Okay, cool.
Coercion is threat. Charm is persuasion.
Discipline?
Cool can be used to try and determine if someone read through someone's actions. So if someone wants to make me a cool check, feel free. Whoever's best at cool here. Whoever has. Does anyone have any rank in cool?
I have 1 proficiency and.
I am basic bitch cool.
I have one. I have 1 cool point.
So I have 1 yellow and 1 green. Do you have?
Same. That's exactly what I have.
So I'll allow one of you to do this with a extra blue of bonus.
You want me
And it would be a
roll
2 difficulty check because he is clearly hiding something.
Okay.
But you can never tell if he's just lost in translation. But you can clearly understand common, just not so much speak.
Rip.
Man, that is a difficult one to parse because.
Yeah, advantage, no successes, but you do get 2 advantages. It's clear that something is up with Bondo. You do notice the space that he looked at. There clearly was an astromech droid here, but he's not willing to talk about that.
I'm gonna walk over to that space there. And
Bondo taps kind of like anxious movement. He's like tapping the spanner on a piece of metal.
And I just look at the space and I look like I'm just assessing it, like judging the size. I'm pretty aware of what it looks like would fit there based on the description, but and then I'm gonna
all astromech droids are pretty much the same shape and size.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn to the protocol droid and I'm just gonna say, missing something?
It like its mouthpiece lights up to speak, and Bondo like just clears his throat like.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to figure out what, where it went, I can understand that as well. But, anyways, I guess
that's
we'll
a
be on our way.
coercion check. 2 difficulty, no blues, no blacks.
This is gonna go really poorly. So,
No,
actually,
that's
it
a
went
success,
okay.
but with 2 threat. He's like, the protocol droid lights up and we received a trade for an astromech droid recently. The droid somehow escaped despite a restraining bolt. If you can collect it from the facility, my master Bondo Roller is willing to give you the paperwork of purchase.
I'm gonna turn to Voka in particular here, and just kind of give a bit of a shrug and raised eyebrows, like, "What do you think?" Basically.
Voka,
It sounds. Oh, sorry, go on. Yep.
you notice while listening to this, you just have a feeling of eyes on you from outside because this is open to the market, right? You have a feeling of being
okay.
watched while this is happening.
Can I roll a vigilance to have a better idea of what's going
Absolutely.
on there?
This will
Ooh,
be
goody.
a.
Oh, right. I forget I got to do that.
This will be a 3 difficulty vigilance.
3
with-
difficulty. Okay.
Yeah, just 3 difficulty.
Black? Oh, okay. 3, just 3, no black?
Yeah, just 3 no. Actually, this will be fine. Yeah, that's fine. A bunch
It's fine.
of advantages.
I love how it's just like I click it and I'm like, oh. So I'll take the advantages. That's fine. I can pass that on as like a
You
blue
can
for
give
someone
someone a
on the
blue
next
dice
roll.
for the next thing they're about to do. So if you're going to assume that Jack might be doing more persuasion, you can go, "Hey, Jack." I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you a
So
blue
what
dice
I
for
will
next.
like the way that like I'll pass that on is while replying to Jack, I give a little like slight tilt outside to give him a sort of indication of something's up. It's
That
just
we're being watched. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Sounds like a trap, but I'm all for springing it.
Bondo is like, I was like, this is not a trap.
Not for you, for whoever comes for, not from you rather, for whoever comes for that. And he points to like the space.
That they may have set you guys up rather than, worrying about.
Oh, Jadu Bajua. And he like stands up, and Droid is like, Bondo Roller, is a legitimate businessman and has not been tricked or scammed by anybody.
Oh no.
This is merely
not
a
suggesting.
grand inconvenience.
All I'm suggesting is that someone may be a jerk. That's all. And you know, I think we're generally interested. What other information can you give me about the facility?
The Bondo Roller can give you the information about the trade.
That would be very helpful. Yeah.
He will hand you a data slate. It's clearly one of those ones where it's like you're handing this back afterwards because he's like lingering. But there is the details. It has the droid's designation as well as the description. It is a red and teal R5 unit, R5T3. It was purchased. It was traded here 4 credits by someone called Aronta Regal.
Cool. And does it give any information about the facility that it was purchased from?
Just that it was purchased for credits.
Purchased for credits?
Or traded for credits, not like parts or
Traded for
anything like
credits.
that.
Yeah. Excellent. And then I'll just I'm gonna take out like an old-fashioned style writing implement and jot it down on basic.
What a monster.
Pad. I know. And then hand
You
it
can
back
see
to
him, your Bondo just like, ah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna tuck my stuff away and then just kind of scratch my nose and just look to Voka and say, well, you know, I think this is worth our time at the very least. We can go check it out. You know, doesn't hurt. Now, Gratz, you interested in coming along?
Oh, yeah. What do you mean, am I interested?
Well, I don't know.
I'll say, look here, pal.
You're always telling me to look. I'm already looking. When you start talking to me, I'm going to be polite and I'm going to look at you.
All right, so here's the deal. I'll help you get this back, but you're taking me with you off this piece of junk they call a space station. No offense, Voodoo, but...
Ah! The guy goes back to what he was doing.
Be sure you just called him poop.
He did.
Look, my Rhodian's a little rusty, okay? But whatever. The whole point of... Look at me. The whole point of what I'm trying to say to you is we get this astromech droid. You're taking me with you to somewhere that's not here.
I kind of like just throw my hands up and look back to Voka.
Doesn't affect me.
That's right. Don't look at him. Look at me.
I look at him and say,
Sure.
And I'm paid to protect him, not you.
Yeah.
Look, I am not the one here who needs protecting. That wasn't meant as a threat. I realize that sounded very threatening.
I look at him, look him up, look down.
Like, Jack's hand is also on his pistol in that moment there as soon as you said that, but he's...
Look,
okay.
I am not trying to threaten you. I barely own a gun.
What do you mean? Sorry, hold on. What do you mean barely own?
How does that... How
you
do
either
you barely...
own something or you don't.
I mean, I own it, but it's barely a gun.
Okay. You own barely a gun. Not
This guy with the
cool.
semantics. I can't
Well,
even deal with
It's important. It's
to
sorry.
no one. And
Okay. Look. Anyways, we're happy to have you along. All right.
Great.
Cool.
Then it's settled. Then
I'm
it's
glad.
settled. We're gonna get this astromech droid. We're gonna get off this space station, and that's great. I can't wait. I'm super excited about this partnership. Like, fantastic.
All right, but you're
So
bringing your
where
own
do we
food on
start?
board. You're bringing your own food on board. We're running low.
That's like, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
I'll,
Good. Okay. Good negotiation. Glad we had this talk. All right. Thank you.
Like walk out, into the
Yeah.
street.
As we walk out, can I look around to see if anyone reacts to us walking out of the store?
Yeah, I was just gonna actually ask the same thing, so that's good. You're
You know what? Because you gave the blue to Jack, Jack can make me a vigilance check with a blue against a 3 difficulty.
3
Cool.
difficulty with a blue. You got it, boss.
There is also a perception one as well. For, like-
Perception. Perception makes more sense because you're now actively looking around. You know that something's up.
That's what I... Yeah, okay, cool.
Same with the
Same blue, yeah.
Oh,
Blue and
okay.
difficulty. Oh!
Oh!
That's really good and really terrible.
That's 3 successes and 3 threats. So you walk around, you're looking around. You know, you're
I'm not subtle about it.
you're not very subtle about it. While you know how to walk and talk the talk, that's mostly the talking part. He's a little peacocking around, looking over his shoulder, not very casually. But you do. Well, here's the thing. They're opposite the droid shop of Bondo Roller, and it's a big street with lots of people and food stalls in the middle and stuff, is a cantina. The Anything Goes Cantina, which is joined to, it's kind of like two connected things, a club. And you can just kind of look in through the slats of the cantina window, and you can just tell that this is never somewhere you needed to go, but this is definitely a resort of bounty hunters. You know, you can just see them kind of flaunting the weapons around a little bit more. You can see a particularly violent game of something going on, some dice, and it's a little. You know, makes the cold sweats begin as you realize that for some reason someone from there was looking at you. You don't actually get an exact, read on who it was. It would be very hard to do so. But for some reason, a bounty hunter was interested in you. It could be a bounty. It could be unrelated to this.
I'm just gonna turn around and then tap Boca on the chest, really aggressively, like oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, bounty hunter was looking at us. I don't know which one.
We should not be on this station long.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
I totally agree.
You're just
Look,
itching to get out of here, huh, Gratz?
and why would I not be? Look around.
I completely
Look
agree.
at that guy. And I just point to like the grossest looking alien. I
You
can see.
point to a Gand.
Good.
And
Good.
when you point to the Gand, Gratz, you recognize him. Because there's only one Gand on this station. And he's a bounty hunter, as any Gand is.
Oh no.
And he has, you've encountered him before, Gratz. And he's just, a Gand is like, they're kind of like a blobully insectoid humanoid race. And he's just got the garb of a hunter on, and he's kind of holding the rifle and like leaning on it, and like even through the rebreather and the eye goggles, quite similar to a Keldor, you can tell it's looking right at you, Gats.
As soon as I do that, I just turn around really quickly and I go, "Don't look at him! Don't look at him! Come this way! Just don't look at him! Look at me! Come this way!"
Nice to meet you. And then. All right. So,
What's your next move?
do you know where this this individual is?
Aronta. Yeah.
Say
Yeah, I know exactly where he is. He's just come this way with me, and I just like hastily
Walk
try
off
to-
into another street? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The second we're like off like a main street or like to like where everyone's like thoroughfare, a gun's out and holding it. Just have it ready.
Can we actually like post up here for a minute? Just actually take a breather. I'm very stressed. Boca, we need to have a conversation here. This is too. What we have a bounty hunter looking at us.
Yeah, what did you guys do?
Well,
You've been here for 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you
you've
saw-
already
I
got a
mean,
bounty hunter looking at us?
Look, unless Ront had a bounty put on us, which there's no reason why Ront would ever have a bounty put on either of us. Let's be completely forward about that. So, you know.
The only thing Ront's ever put a bounty on is a dewback sandwich. He'll crush like 4 of those in a single day. It's
You're
disgusting.
Not wrong. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's vile.
So, what... Okay, so, stress... You know, a little bit concerned here, a little bit worried. I mean,
You know
there's a
what,
reason
Mr.
our estimate
William?
blew up.
Mr. Jack? I'm actually going to say, as part of those threats, you're actually going to gain a single baby strain. It makes sense. You're stressing out. You're hyperventilating.
I would like to try to make a perception check to see if this dude is following us.
Please do. That is also going to be 3 difficulty.
So 3
You are
points.
actually going to counteract. I was going to give you a black die due to the busyness, and now that you're not in a place where you can easily look out, but that is counteracted because you are a Chatra fan.
It's true.
I'll add to that whole conversation when you were trying to divert because you obviously think that the bounty hunter's after you. As you're diverting it, whenever you like, what do you guys do and all that stuff, Burka does tense a little.
So that is a bunch of failures with an advantage.
Oh my god!
Make me feel so calm.
So yeah, Gratz is like peeking, like you've kind of gone through into another street, and there's a bunch of cables and wires that kind of hide this alleyway, because someone has just unresponsibly like cabled things together. So you can kind of peek out from through them. Huh? You're just
You'd see like both of my ears like kind of turning in like different directions and stuff, like trying to hear something.
You don't see anything. Anyone following you. The Gand isn't following you, and he's a big guy, you know. But the Gand has a bit of a horror movie trope of just showing up sometimes. So you know what you think you're good. You know, he's not going to follow you when you got these big 2 strong lads with you. And that's when you actually turn around. And in the mud and grime here, you actually could see the 3-wheel tracks of an astromech droid that have been imprinted here.
I'll immediately just start hitting the leg of Voka and just be like, look at this, look at this.
Stop!
This is
That,
gonna
what?
be a
Oh,
trend.
What does this look like to you?
Look, sir, droids.
we have a lead.
That's what I'm saying. We have a lead. Great. All right, let's follow the tracks.
Okay.
There's no way this could be related to another astromech droid.
Either way, we need to move now.
So we might as well move that way.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, you know, sure. Okay. I'll just calm down.
As you're
on my
talking,
own.
you're like just nervously letting it all out. Who has the best survival skill? I think it might be. Actually, it could be Voka or Gratz.
Mine is 1.
Survival. Mine's 2 greens. So
Mine's 3
Okay,
buttons.
so
I
it's
have 1
Gratz.
one.
Gratz, you're gonna be making a survival difficulty 3, but you are gonna have a blue dice as well.
Okay.
Now, reminder before you roll, you can flip a light side point to upgrade your dice at any point.
that's right.
But when you
yeah.
do so, a light side force point becomes a dark side force point that I can use against you. But you could go,
Gotcha.
this roll is very important, I want to upgrade it, and you just stick the upgrade thing up. And
Okay. Do you guys think this is an instance where I should do that?
I would argue that this is one of the few instances early on that it would be valuable to do.
Okay, then I'll do it.
Okay,
So
so
how do
you
I
just
factor that in?
you press the upgrade button once on your regular what you
Okay.
have set up, and it should be fine.
Yeah. Do I press it on the left or right side of the thing?
On the left side, because you're upgrading
Okay.
your dice instead of my
That's-
dice against
that-
you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, perfect.
Just to clarify, Ollie, just out of curiosity, are you wanting us to click the use light side button?
Please click the use light side button. Yeah.
So that'll be you, transferred doing it.
Okay, so that was actually a good deal that you did that, because you got 2 successes. You do get a threat. So you wheel around the back streets here, through the steamy corridors and the dirty grime, where, okay, there's people, but the people are, you know, having their conversations and things. And you pass the occasional, like, cargo droid and people lumbering things around. When you get to the, parts of a long corridor, all habbed up, but there's kind of like buildings inside the hab block, you know. You actually see, on the other side of the long corridor, a red droid around the corner. Like, oh, that's it. That's definitely, absolutely, gotta be it. And then as you're heading that way, there is a burst of static from a nearby speaker. It's kind of like hanging on one of the walls by a building. There's a chair under it, so someone probably usually sits there and like lounges, and there's some bottles and things. But there is just like a kind of a slightly startling burst of static that like snaps you out of your attention of following this droid very briefly.
Well, there it is.
The burst of static?
Yeah. The droid.
So does that mess with like my
It does. It briefly,
things?
like, you actually. Yeah, there is a brief like unresponsiveness with your the mechanics inside your face rig, which just kind of pulls you out of it as well. That's actually even more interesting than that noise.
I immediately turn to Jack. Check your comms.
I'm gonna pull out my comlink and just see if I can even get a signal.
You press the button, and a robotic but very polite voice says, "I'm sorry to inform you, the droid is mine." And it also goes through the speaker.
Gun out.
Gun out is great. Why don't we use this as a great opportunity to take a break as the gun comes out? We'll be back in a few minutes.